My name is Julie Koehler. I'm a pharmacist. I actually work at Butler University in the College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Currently, I'm an Associate Dean for Clinical Education and External Affiliations. What that basically means in a nutshell is I work with our experiential education program, the clinical education component for our pharmacy students as well as for our physician assistant program. And that's really involving a lot of the capstone years of the curriculum, the professional phases, and really what students start to do outside of the classroom as opposed to in terms of applying the skills and the knowledge they have to direct patient care scenarios. When I was young, I really discovered kind of an interest in math. I knew that numbers were important and adding things together made sense to me, and I really felt like something in that area at some point was going to benefit me in terms of a career choice. Interested in science too, and just kind of discovery, probably more than anything, kind of questioning, why are things the way they are, and what is this all about, and how do people discover things, and what's the process behind all that. It wasn't until I was in junior high school, though, that I discovered that I had some talent in science and math. I started off in regular education classes, and it wasn't long before my teachers were encouraging me to enter into honors programs and really kind of help push me in the direction of identifying that I really understood science and math-related coursework. But what I really wanted to do was help other people. I have an older sister who's a physician, and what she was interested in doing kind of inspired me in the way of being there for others, giving back to other people, putting other people ahead of yourself, and my interest in science and math just kind of paralleled with that opportunity, and so I landed in healthcare as a career. I think right now, I'm one of those people that really likes giving back to other people, and I think that that's so important. I think that the life you make is by giving to others. You make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. And the fact that I have some talent and some ability and some knowledge in science and in math, and that I understand medicine, and I understand the application of medicine and the application of that science to helping people get better and helping other people, that's what I get excited about. I think having that basic science knowledge, it carries outside of the textbook knowledge that you get and the things that you read about into actually applying it to the life of someone else, and that's what I enjoy about it. I have two little girls, two little princesses, and they are probably two of the most creative people I've ever met in my life. I think that they tend to, in their everyday activities, although they like to get dressed up as princesses and like to play and like to pretend, it's really interesting for me to watch them kind of question what is and try new things, and watch them fail and not necessarily succeed, but try again until they succeed at doing something, whether it's putting on their own dresses or tying their own shoes, or this morning for my 5-year-old buckling her own seatbelt and getting excited about that. And so when I think about my abilities in math and science and how I've been able to apply that to the direction that I headed in my career and what I do now as a healthcare provider, a healthcare professional, and as a teacher of health profession students, I look at my own little girls and I think, deep within inside them, they've got some of that knowledge and some of that skill and some of that talent, and if they can match that up with their creativity, that they too can be in a position to help make the world a better place, to help other people, but by applying that math or that science skill, that curiosity that they have inside them, that will help sort of question what is and why is it that way, but what can be and what can I do to contribute and make that different in the future. What I would do to get other people excited, I think having knowledge in science or an interest in science or technology or math, that's something that you can identify in a young person early on. That's something you can help them identify. But to have them not lose that interest, to have them want to go and explore more and further their education and further their development in that area so they can actually apply that to the world. When you think about the future, I'm a pretty futuristic person, and I think that science and math and technology, when you think about those terms, it's all about kind of what exists today, but then what's the future going to look like in all of those areas, and there's a lot of questions behind all of that. I think when you think about the future, you can address that in a couple of different ways. You can look at the future as something that is just out there and it's waiting to happen and it already exists, or the future could be something that is really inside you, waiting to be discovered. And I think that's what you want to capture in young people and instill in them, that the future is yet to be created and that they have the potential to create that future. And their abilities and their interests in areas of science and technology and engineering and math can all be applied towards creating that future. So they need to work to discover those skills and discover those talents, and then find ways to position themselves in the future to apply those talents to create the future, not just to wait for it to happen.